and welcome back to Mind Reset, the podcast where we give your mental hard drive a much-needed tune-up. I'm Rachel.
And I'm John. Today, we're tackling a topic that affects absolutely everyone, the relentless stream of negative thoughts. That internal critic that just won't seem to shut up.
Exactly. That voice that whispers, "You're going to fail," or "Everyone is judging you." We're going to spend the next few minutes exploring two simple, actionable strategies to change your relationship with those thoughts.
Let's start with a foundational truth. As female host name mentioned, our brains are wired to keep us safe. Historically, a negative bias was useful for survival, better to over-worry about a predator than under-worry. But in modern life, this wiring just creates anxiety.
Right. And that leads us to our first technique, which is all about creating distance. We call this thought diffusion. Here's how it works. When a negative thought pops into your head, instead of getting caught up in the content of the thought, you focus on the process of thinking.
Let's say the thought is, I am not smart enough for this job. Your gut reaction is to believe it, right?
Absolutely. That belief triggers stress. With diffusion, you rephrase it. Instead of saying, "I am not smart enough," you consciously say to yourself, "I am noticing I am having the thought that I am not smart enough for this job."
Just that small shift, adding the phrase, I am noticing, I am having the thought, that is incredibly powerful.
It turns the thought from a definite fact, a solid brick, into something you're just observing, a cloud floating past in the sky. It helps you realize that having a thought doesn't make it true.
I use a similar trick. If I'm overthinking something, I actually give my negative inner critic a silly name, like Negative Nancy or Worrying Walter.
I love that.
So, when the thought comes, I just say, there's Negative Nancy again, trying to start trouble. It makes it sound ridiculous and less scary. Try it. Give your inner critic a goofy name and see how it changes the dynamic. Now, let's move to our second technique, which is more about challenging the thought directly, but not by arguing with it. We call this the evidence exam.
This is crucial because many of our negative thoughts are simply assumptions, not facts. We need to be like a detective and look for the evidence.
The evidence exam asks three simple questions. Question 1. What is the actual concrete evidence that this thought is 100% true?
You might find you messed up one slide last time, not the whole thing. And you definitely didn't always mess up because you've had successful presentations before.
Question 2. What is the evidence that contradicts this thought? Think about all the times you succeeded. Maybe your boss praised your last report, or you nailed a practice run. Write those down.
And the third question, which is my favorite, is, if a close friend had this exact thought, what would I tell them?
You would probably remind them of their strengths, their past successes, and tell them to focus on the preparation, not the outcome. You wouldn't just nod and agree, saying, "Yes, you are a disaster."
You wouldn't. So, why do we let ourselves off the hook when it comes to self-compassion? The evidence exam is essentially a structured way to apply your wise external voice to your internal self-talk.
So, as we wrap up today's reset, we want to leave you with a simple homework assignment.
The next time a wave of negativity hits, don't fight it. Instead, choose one of these tools.
Use thought diffusion. Acknowledge the thought by saying, I am noticing I am having the thought that ... double quotes, and watch it pass.
Use the evidence exam. Ask yourself, what is the concrete evidence for and against this thought?
Your mental life is a practice. It takes time and effort to change these long-standing patterns. But every time you apply one of these tools, you are building a stronger, more resilient mind. Until then, be kind to yourself.
Thank you for joining us on Mind Reset. We'll be back next time with more tools for a calmer, more focused mind. Please subscribe our YouTube channel and like this video. See you soon.